Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch an episode of the Twilight Zone. I'm gonna watch episode 15 of the season 2 of the Twilight Zone. You know it, I have that project on my channel to watch episodes of the Twilight Zone, but not in a too chronological way. I'm not gonna watch all of them, and also it's not like you're gonna have one reaction video about this show regularly on my channel. It's really when I have one little place into my schedule for it, when I'm between binge watchings, when I'm waiting for the new season of a show to come back, like really, it's happening like that. And right there I have the place for one episode, one single episode of the Twilight Zone. I picked that one. How am I selecting these episodes of the Twilight Zone that I react to? I go on IMDb. I went on IMDb at the beginning of this project and I selected the episodes which had a rate of 8 out of 10 or above that. So I think that I selected 42 or 43 episodes, I can't remember. We already watched more than half of them. It's really cool, you know. I already watched, you know, the first, I think, 20 episodes with the best rates on IMDb for the Twilight Zone. So in case you want to watch a couple of episodes of the Twilight Zone with me, guys, I made a playlist on YouTube and also on Patreon for this show, like I do for each show that I watch. So check the playlist that I made for the Twilight Zone, and in fact maybe I already reacted to your favorite episode, because maybe in fact your favorite episode is one of these episodes with the higher rates. I can't know that, but check the playlist, you know, before going on the comments and telling me, did you react to that? Do you intend to react to that? Check the playlist. If your favorite episode is not into it, check IMDb, check the rate, you know, on IMDb, and you'll see if I intend to react to your favorite episode at some point. Again, it's really when I have that place on my schedule. I love so much that project that I do on my channel to react to episodes of the Twilight Zone, because each time they are surprising, they are sometimes shocking also, but each time it's so interesting to imagine that this episode were written such a long time ago, and the majority of these episodes, in fact, they could be out right now in our days, it would totally function. During my last session of the Twilight Zone, we had one exception for that. Something which couldn't happen anymore. Yes, it was one episode with, you know, they were trying to discover Mars. They sent astronauts on Mars, and clearly they imagined that they would have human beings on Mars, an entire civilization and all. Like, clearly that in our days it wouldn't work at all if you would write, you know, that episode right now in our days. But all of the rest of the episodes that I discovered, they can work, they can function. And a lot of them, I imagine shows like Black Mirror, for example, making their own version of this show. Each time the original idea behind it is so cool, so interesting. So yes, I love to discover all of these episodes of the Twilight Zone. Like always, during the intro, I'm gonna tell you when this episode that we're gonna watch was out, and we're gonna check the synopsis of it. So this episode that we're gonna watch right now was on air on January of 1961. Please, that's important. Remember that the episode that we're gonna watch right now, it was in 1961. Such a long time ago. And apparently it's about a woman who lives in an house, a woman who's been alone for many years, a strong, simple woman. Okay, I'm not gonna read the rest of the synopsis, like right there I'm on the Wikipedia page. I'm not gonna read the rest of it, you know, to avoid spoilers, so yes, that's it, let's go for this new episode of the Twilight Zone. Remember that if you want, I have my Patreon, on which you can have these reaction videos earlier. You have also two options. With the level 2 you have a longer reaction part, and with the level 3 you have the full reaction part, my reactions and my thoughts to everything, and also in full opacity. And for the Twilight Zone, I'm forced to cut a lot for the YouTube version. It's not something that I want to do, it's something that I'm forced to do. So really, the best version, it's clearly the level 3, you know, the full reaction part in full opacity, without any cut, all of that. If you want more than the version that I post on YouTube, it's the level 2. And if you can't join us on my Patreon, you can watch this video right there on YouTube, enjoy it, and yes, just let's go for this episode.
This is a farmhouse. Handmade, crude. A house without electricity or gas. This
Well,
is the
where?
woman who lives in that house. A woman who's been alone for many years. A strong, simple woman. A woman about to face terror, which is, even now, coming at her from the Twilight Zone.
Okay, Rod. Oof, really? All of that just for yourself? You're living all by yourself, they said. And really, it was like a witch, you know? Who cooks something which looks like that? She didn't scream, for real. Are you suddenly deaf, you know? Maybe it was the sound that it made, you know, just before going deaf? I don't know. You know, the sound reminded me les acouphènes. I have sometimes that kind of things, so it reminded. You're not gonna talk? Ask what is happening? Is there someone? Is it gonna be a mute episode? We had one mute episode since the beginning of this project. Me watching episodes of the Twilight Zone. We had one like that. Me, I would have gone outside first to check. Normally you know your place, you know that nothing entered into your place. Okay, so you didn't go deaf? Ah! It's an alien episode! 1961, yes. We have period of time, you know, during which people were obsessed with aliens. You wanna work on it? So little. Don't be scared, you're that bigger in comparison of them. You're a giant for them. Ah! Another? If they're attacking you, I would say that it's okay because you attack them first, right there. By dropping that one. Now you play bullying with the other. Where is it? Okay, it's gonna be a mute episode. They are so weird, these episodes. I want to talk even more. Sorcery. Sorcery? The fact that me, I'm all by myself and I want to talk watching this episode, and her, she's all by herself, she's living all of that and she doesn't talk. Transmitting information? Takes a knife. No. Ah. Really? Like it's an insect. How it would have opened the door? It did! Or maybe they can pass objects? No, through objects? You need a cat to catch them. Why does she scream like that? She doesn't talk. The knife! And the fact that these intruders, that they are so little, I'm like, you can have them so quickly, like, what is happening? But she seems so lost, you know, like, she has all of her mind. Again, she didn't try to get out at any point. Block it! Right there you can, like really? But no, you should have blocked it under. Take the knife! Wait, maybe it's a trap. Put it into the fire directly. Why inside of the box directly on the fire? So weird. Yes, weirder than the rest. Why does she scream like that? Who is gonna have the other one by surprise? Does it clean? Okay. But let it live.
Central Control. Come in, Central Control. Do you read me? Gresham is dead. The ship's destroyed. Incredible race of giants here. Race of giants. Repeat, no counterattack. Too much for us. Too powerful. Stay away. Stay away.
maybe you're not human, and in fact, I mean, you're not from Earth, you're the alien. The Earth guys, they were the two ones who arrived here. What did I say? That's why she couldn't talk and she was making these sounds. She doesn't have our language.
These are the invaders. The tiny beings from the tiny place called Earth. The invaders. Who found out that a one-way ticket to the stars beyond has the ultimate price tag. And we have just seen it entered in a ledger that covers all the transactions of the universe. Bills stamped paid in full. And to be found on file in the Twilight Zone.
That's such an interesting episode and so cool that they thought of that point of view. Again, during that period of time, 1961, the fact that they placed the human beings as the intruders, you know, the aliens. During that period of time, guys, you know, to have that kind of point of view, like why going out there, you know, going on space. In fact, by going right down space and trying to explore the universe, when we're gonna arrive into a planet, we're gonna be considered as the intruders. We are the ones attacking them, threatening them. We are the ones who are not welcomed. And clearly, why are we doing that? It's awful. We are disturbing the normal, peaceful life of these aliens living out there. Like really, this woman, she was just living her own little peaceful life, and suddenly she had people coming, attacking her place, and she felt threatened, so she defended herself, and then it ended like that. But she attacked it first, you know, I said it myself, you attacked first, so in fact they have the right to defend themselves. But in fact, arriving like that at her place, making that sound, arriving on her roof like that and all, yes, she can take it as a threat. And no matter what, the fact that now we know that she's an alien, maybe she doesn't have just the knowledge that people can come from other universe, and she didn't even think of it, and she didn't maybe she doesn't have, you know, any knowledge, any principles like that, you know, anything which can be close to that, which could explain the fact that she didn't talk during the entire episode. It was because of that, because maybe she doesn't have any language, or any other one. All of the sounds that she was making, they were so weird. I was like, maybe she doesn't have all of her mind, maybe she's a simple woman, you know, with really the term simple, she's not really clever. But in fact, again, now that we know that she is someone from another planet, maybe it can be explained, just she doesn't talk, she doesn't sing, she doesn't react like us we do. Which explains also the fact that when she cooked at the beginning, it was looking like that, like that was weird as well. But again, she was just a simple person trying to live a simple, peaceful life, and she got disturbed by intruders coming from another planet. And I really think that for that period of time, to present Earth people as the one who can attack other planets, it's really big, because in fact, I told you during the episode that during certain period of times, and because, you know, I told you that during certain periods of time, in fact, during war times, people were obsessed with aliens, but with that idea that you have aliens coming to attack us. During a certain period of time, it was really the green aliens coming, the monsters coming from out of space. During another period of time, for example, after 9/11, it was aliens, but who are already around us, you know, who are disguising themselves as human beings, and it was really going with that idea that we can be attacked by the inside, by people looking like us, you know, enemies from the inside, spies, stuff like that. But again, they were using aliens to represent that into shows and movies. But each time, you know, into these shows, these movies, we are attacked. We are not attacking. So right there to be like, yes, in fact, Earth people are the attackers because we're trying to go out, in space to discover their planet, so we can be considered as the attacker. We are the ones, threatening the universe peace, being the intruders. That's a cool point of view, and again, for that period of time, 1961, to picture things like that, that's pretty cool. And I wonder how it was received, this episode. Wait, I'm gonna check Wikipedia to know if we have other comments about it. On radio, when this episode was adapted for the radio dramas, the story was changed from an old non-speaking woman to an elderly couple. Okay. A near solo performance, yes. This is the only episode in which Rod Serling gives his opening monologue at the start of the prologue. Ah, okay. Okay, we have nothing else. I wonder how this episode was received, when it was out. I don't know why, I have the impression that maybe during that period of time, maybe it was not that well received. Like, again, I studied it and that's why I'm talking about it. It's really something, all of these periods of time that I told you about, these war times during which we have a lot of movies and shows involving aliens, people coming from another part of the universe. In fact, all of these shows and movies, they are cathartic, I hope that you have that word in English, cathartic in French. Because they are used by the writers, the producers, the population, the public, to fight an enemy. Like, this enemy, it's okay to fight it. Because you're getting attacked by someone coming from another universe. And it's also to go with that period of time in which everyone is fighting around you, these war times. Like, again, I can't tell you everything about it, but it's really a sociological aspect. The fact that during war times you have a lot of movies and shows with aliens, with fighting, people coming from other planets. So, I think that during that period of time, right there 1961, they were really into the beginning of doing that. And they were really into that fight mood. So I really wonder about how it was received, an episode picturing the intruders, in fact, as Earth people, meaning the ones who think that they are right, the ones like us, being the enemy. Do you understand what I mean? Like, if you have to make a parallel with a situation of war, like, for example, I don't know, but all of the US wars that we had, like, for example, Vietnam, US going in Vietnam, all of that, you are the intruders, you are the enemy attacking someone on their own country, like... That's so cool to have an episode like that, written like that, with that reveal at the end, to interpret the message of it. And really, again, I wonder about how it was received. Please tell me, like, if you watched this episode when it was out for the first time, thank you for watching my reaction videos. To watch reaction videos on YouTube, I don't think that a lot of people from your generation do it, so thank you for that. But if it's the case, tell me how it was received by people around you, by yourself. What did you think about it? And if you're not from the generation, which discovered this episode when it got out, no matter what, tell me how you took it, the first time that you saw that episode, how you interpreted it, felt with it. I can be interested by that. I think that, again, through different period of times, maybe can be different, in fact. That was pretty cool. Loved it, this episode. Okay, it's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hey.